What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Now, you clicked on this video because you are interested in making six figures in your 20s. And regardless if you're 20s or not, there are a lot of great wealth building tips that I want to share with you today. Now, for me, I made my first six figures when I turned 25. And before I turned 30, I built a multiple seven-figure net worth, which is beyond my wildest dreams. And along the way, I learned a lot of lessons. And there's also a lot of things that I wish young people knew sooner about wealth building. And so if you're interested in learning my lessons and my tips, then keep watching. Also, I would like to say, and this is a disclaimer, and that is, I am not a financial advisor, I'm not an accountant, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not anything. I'm just a girl that learned how to make money and just wants to share her lessons with you. So just remember that this is for entertainment and it's not actual financial advice. Okay, bye. All right, I got my coffee in hand and now I am ready to talk about making money. But first, let's talk about how clickbait this video is. The title, the thumbnail, it makes me cringe, but that's what performs best on YouTube. So that's why I wanna say that building wealth is subjective. Whether wealth looks like just being comfortable and being at peace and being happy versus making six figures, seven figures, eight figures, nine figures, whatever else, you define what wealth looks like to you. Not only this, who says that in order to be successful, you need to make a certain amount of money by a certain amount of time? I know that this video perpetuates that expectation, but hey, what the algorithm wants is what the algorithm gets, and I want as many eyeballs on this video. But what you have to realize is regardless if you are in your 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, it is never too late to build wealth. There's a lot of people who have been able to build so much wealth for themselves later on in life, while others do it a lot sooner, or they do it in their divine timing. And so that's why I don't want you to feel rushed. I just want you guys to learn, because it is never too late to learn the concepts I'm about to share with you today. All right, let's talk about the first thing that you gotta know when it comes to wealth building, and that is understanding that there are 4 different ways to build wealth, and 2 of those ways, my friend, are really easy to get into in this day and age, and is a reason why there are a lot of young multimillionaires and multi-billionaires that exist in the world. Now, I learned about the different ways to build wealth through reading this book by Naval Ravikant, that changed my entire perspective, and I've actually read this book 3 times over, and this is one of the only books that I've ever reread. And so let me explain to you what Naval says when it comes to building wealth and the 4 different ways to do it. So the first way to build wealth, according to Mr. Naval, is capital. And what capital is money. If you already have a lot of money, you inherited money, your family has a lot of money, then good for you. I'm trying to be like you.
I'ma be nice. I'm trying to get like you, my boy.
But unfortunately, that's not the case for a lot of people, and so we're gonna have to work really hard to make a lot of money in order to make more money. But if you are someone that has a lot of capital, you're able to use that as a starting point and keep growing and growing that money, or using that money towards other things that can build wealth for yourself. Now, unfortunately, that's not the case for many of us. Let's skip over to the second way to build wealth, and that is through labor. And what labor means is people working for you. So let's say if you have a company, you have tons of employees that work for you, great. That is a huge wealth builder because you have time leverage. But again, for a lot of you guys who are watching this video, you likely don't have labor either. So let's talk about the next 2 things that are really gonna pique your interest and make you kind of excited about the possibilities to make money. The third one is code. And what code essentially is learning how to code, learning how to build apps, learning how to build platforms, being in web, all those little techie things that I personally don't know anything about. But that is how a lot of the richest people in the world right now who are super young are making money. Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, people who are literally creating code, creating tech. Now, again, for a lot of us who are watching this video, unless you know tech, you guys don't probably have that advantage. And so let's talk about the 4th way to build wealth, and that is through media. And that is how I built my wealth. So, media. Media is essentially like starting a YouTube channel, a podcast, writing, blogging, actually creating a following for yourself and using so many of the software that we have today to build a brand. That is essentially how I built my wealth. And what Naval says, and I actually have a Twitter thread where he explained all of this, is the fact that if you can't code, write books and blogs, record videos and podcasts. People like Tim Ferriss, people like Joe Rogan, they make a crap ton of money because they leveraged media and that they were able to build a cult following. And whatever they sell, whatever they want to do, there's going to be people who buy because they have such a strong media presence. And here's another thing that Naval says that I really like, and that is understanding capital and labor you need permission for. Meaning that if you are chasing capital, someone has to give it to you, someone has to give you money. If you want people to work for you, then you need people to actually follow you. Versus with code and media, they are permissionless. If you have Wi-Fi, if you have, a computer, you essentially can do all of these things for free. There's nothing stopping you from coding other than acquiring that knowledge to actually learn how to code, which I don't know how to do. But there's also nothing stopping you from filming a YouTube video, recording a podcast, writing a blog, and starting to build something of yourself that you own, an audience that you actually own that you can monetize. And so if you are watching this video, you are absolutely a great candidate to build wealth for yourself using media. And if you are smarter than me and know how to code, then great, you can code too. And by the way, it's not just about them having media presence, it's also the fact that they own the media that they create. So the podcasts, the videos, the writing, all those things is media that they own, not someone else owning that. And especially if they're smart with building their audience, it's the fact that regardless if you have a big audience or a small audience, the fact that you have community and you have relationships, those are things that are super invaluable. You can't put a dollar amount on it. And if people have that trust in you as a person, then whatever you sell in the future, whatever you do in the future, there's gonna be a handful of people that want to buy from you. And that is probably the most valuable asset that you can create for yourself. And so that's why media is how I built my wealth and the easiest way, I believe, to build wealth, especially if you don't know how to code. Also, if we really want to get ahead of the curve, let's talk about NFTs, crypto, Web3. All of these things seem like hype right now, but I guarantee you that the technology is here to stay. And a few years from now, it's going to be a lot easier to monetize as a content creator, to actually leverage media in order to build wealth. And the way that we can build individual wealth is absolutely going to change with the new tech that's coming in the next 5 to 10 years. And so the best thing that I would suggest that you do right now is to start learning about how to build a brand for yourself. Because one thing that I learned that really changed the way that I interact in my business is the fact that regardless if the currency changes, let's say one day the dollar unit is not a thing anymore, we head into crypto, we head into something else, the one thing that you're gonna have is relationships. The relationship with your audience, the relationship with just people that you know, in order to create leverage for yourself. And so start building those relationships. And the best way to start doing that is through social media. So if you need help with that, just look at my playlist, read a book like this, take a course or do something. Learn how you can build a valuable asset around yourself, which leads me to the second thing that I want to talk about, and that is investing in yourself and seeing yourself as the most valuable asset that you have. All right, so let me share with you what I believe. I believe that you do not need to quit your job and be an entrepreneur in order to build wealth. I know, right? I'm an entrepreneur and a lot of my videos are about entrepreneurship, but I strongly believe that you can build wealth for yourself and be rich, even if you don't have your own stinking business. So let me sit down on my couch and explain it to you further. All right, so let me chat with y'all. I'm looking at an article right now and it's talking about how you can never be rich being an employee is a sham. If you actually look at it, there is a guy, the CEO of Google, who is literally a billionaire. He's not an entrepreneur, he's an employee, he's the CEO. Now obviously, he is really high up in the ranks, but what's stopping you from being high up in the ranks in another company? Now if you're hearing that and you're like, no, I do not want to work for anyone else, I want to escape the cubicle, that is totally fine. I think at the heart of it, you have to realize, regardless if you want to build wealth and you want to just up level within someone else's company, or you want to build your own company and just do your own thing, that is totally fine. At the heart of it, what you have to realize is you are an asset and you need to keep leveling up your skills to get to a place where you are actually invaluable to someone else, or you are so valuable that you can monetize yourself and create shit tons of money because you are just you. All right, so let's talk about what it truly means to level up. Now, I believe that a lot of the learning happens after you've graduated school, whether that's university, college, high school, wherever you're at right now. I think that it's really important to read books, take courses, have a mentor, do whatever it takes to make yourself the most valuable asset that you know, regardless if you decide to start your own company one day and do your own thing or working for someone else. And if you are in a situation where you are miserable at your job, well, you use it as a learning opportunity. See what you can soak in that job. Ask for more opportunities, more trainings, especially when that training is paid for by the company. And once you believe that you've leveled up enough, then switch over to another company. That's how a lot of people within corporate are able to really go up the ranks and make more money for themselves, is acquiring those skills that they need in order to land the next big promotion or get more money from another company who's willing to pay more for your skills and sees you more as a valuable asset than the company that you're at. That's how a lot of people are able to build wealth. Now, obviously, your definition of wealth can be very different from mine. And if you're thinking of making 8 figures or be a billionaire like the CEO of Google, you may need to do a little bit more than that, and we'll talk about that later. But the idea is that even if you are in the cubicle and you're in the rat race, there's nothing stopping you from actually making more money. Now, let's say you're watching this and you're like,
fuck that, I still want to learn in a cubicle.
That's totally fine. Take the same advice that I literally just said. Read a book, take a course, invest in a mentor, listen to podcasts, watch videos like this one. Do whatever it takes to level up your skills so that you can actually monetize yourself. And that's how I built my wealth. I leveled up to a place where I was like, whoa, I actually know a freaking lot. So let me share my knowledge on a free platform like YouTube. Then from there, once I built the audience and I saw the demand, I was like, I'm onto something. How can I actually make good money from this? Well, let me launch one-on-one coaching services. And that's what I did. I said, hey, you want help from me that's personalized and private? Then pay me a little bit of cash. And in exchange, I will meet with you and I will keep you accountable and I will consult you and coach you and guide you to get whatever result. That's what I did. And then from there, I noticed, hey, I'm kind of trading time for money right now. So how can I scale this up further? And that's when I packaged everything that I knew about social media and launching coaching programs into my course. And now this is a standalone course called the Boss Gram Academy. It's basically a product. And what I essentially did is I productized my knowledge. And now this course literally makes 6 figures a month. Now, obviously, you don't have to go down that route. You could say, hey, I acquired a lot of skills in e-commerce. So let me actually build a product and launch my first e-commerce business. That is another route that you can go. There's so many different things that you can do when you actually level up your skills. Now, let me share with you some of the top skills that I would learn if I were you. So when it comes to skills, I want to categorize it between soft skills and hard skills. So let's talk about hard skills first that are more tangible. Now, I researched some of this and I also infused some of the things that I look for as an employer and what I value in my employees. So first of all is blockchain development. Obviously, I don't know shit about that, but the future is headed towards blockchain, crypto, Web3. And so if you want to get ahead of that, then I would really level up in this area because it's going to be very in demand in the future. Web development, email marketing, conversion, copywriting, content writing, social media, graphic design, UX and UI design, and especially if you decide to be invaluable to someone else or you level up yourself for the purpose of monetizing yourself, a lot of these skills are very transferable as well. Now, of course, you can Google and see even more skills that you can learn. And the best part is that there are so many courses and so many resources, podcasts, videos out there that make it virtually very easy to learn these things. What most people lack is the discipline. A lot of people have the motivation, but they don't have the discipline, meaning that you can have all the motivation in the world, but if you don't have discipline for those days where you aren't motivated, it's gonna be really hard to actually commit to this continuous learning even after school or even after your working hours when no one is really keeping tabs on you. Now, beyond just the hard skills that I mentioned, and obviously there are a lot more hard skills that you can research on Google. In fact, when I'm looking at the soft skills, which are things that you can't necessarily measure but are equally as important, I literally pulled it up on Google and there are a ton of resources showing you what skills are going to be valuable in the future. But essentially, soft skills are things that you can't really measure but are equally as important. These are skills that you're likely acquiring as you're in your 9-to-5 job. Maybe you acquired them through school. Maybe you acquired them through the act of starting a business and doing your own thing. So I'm going to read a few of them that really spoke to me. Number 1, analytical thinking and innovation, complex problem solving, creativity, originality, and taking initiative, leadership, and social influence. If you ever get the privilege to be a manager one day, like that is a huge learning lesson. It's not easy being a manager and you're going to pick up a lot of skills. Communication, effective communication, whether that's through writing, through audio, through something else. I think that is such an important skill that people think they have that they actually don't have. Technology, design, programming, troubleshooting, all these different things that I personally really look out for too when I am working with my team. One thing that I will say, and this is a quote that Naval said in the book, and that is when you get to a place where work feels like play, you have unlocked the next level of wealth. Because a lot of people, they force themselves to learn specific skills because they think it's what's going to make them money, or they force themselves to do jobs because of the pay. But at the heart of it, the one competitive advantage that you will have is if you choose a skill to develop, or you choose a job, or you choose an occupation that you genuinely enjoy and have interest in. The reason why I'm successful is because I love what I do. I love speaking in front of a camera. I love creating content. I love just doing the things in my day-to-day business. Now, of course, not every single thing I love, but for the most part, I'm able to outwork a lot of people because it doesn't feel like work to me. It actually feels fun and I'm very, very passionate about it. And so when you're watching this video and I'm just throwing all these skills at you, don't pick one just because I said you should do it, and don't pick one just because it's going to make you a lot of money. For instance, I talked about blockchain development. If you have no interest in that, or maybe you try it out and you realize that it's very, very hard for you, don't force yourself, because there's always going to be a cap on how much you can earn if you genuinely don't enjoy what you're doing. And so that is definitely something that you don't want to fall victim to, is picking something because you think it's going to make you money, because I'm going to tell you that it's going to be very, very hard, and you want to pick something that you genuinely enjoy. Now let's talk about the next thing when it comes to building wealth, and that is diversifying. Remember when we talked about the CEO of Google and how he makes $1 billion? I highly doubt 100% of that is from his salary from Google. I'm pretty sure that he's invested the money to increase his net worth. But here's the thing that I want you guys to know about, and that is when you are young, and let's say you are in your 20s and you're watching this video, I would actually prefer that you spend all the money to upskill yourself first before you even think about investing or diversifying your income. And the reason why I'm saying that is when I was in university, or college as you Americans call it, I read a lot of books. And a lot of those books said that I would never be able to build wealth or retire if I don't, start putting money in the stock market, and I don't start dollar cost averaging and putting $100 every single month into the stock market. And that's what I did. I put $100 every single week or every single month, doesn't matter. And I thought that that was the number one way to build wealth because a lot of people told me that. But the thing is, if you really think about it, if you get an average of 10% a year return, and you get 10% on, $1,000 that you put in, it's actually not a lot of money that you're getting back. And if you're thinking that you want to keep it in there for like 30 years, by the time that you're 50, and you actually get the money back, you're not going to be able to enjoy the things that money can buy you the same way that you could in your 20s or 30s. So let's say you finally have all the money that you want, but it took you 30 years to do that because you put money in the stock market, and you finally get all the money to go to Disneyland, let's say. You will not enjoy the rides in your 50s or 60s the same way that you would enjoy them in your 20s and 30s. And that's a really big reason why I bought my car. My car is a Porsche 911. It is the most inconvenient car ever, but I know for a fact that I will not enjoy this car in my 50s or 40s when I have kids versus right now when I'm in my 20s. And it's arguable whether or not it's a good investment. It's probably not a good investment, but I understand that I would rather enjoy the fruits of my labor sooner rather than later. So that's one concept. The second concept is that when I was putting money in the stock market, it was like a few hundred, maybe a few thousand here and there. What I realized is that my principal that I was investing wasn't really enough. And so if you're thinking about 10% out of $10,000, it's a good amount, but it's not that much. And so I would rather spend all of that money to upskill my earning potential instead. And that's exactly what I did when I changed strategies. Instead of me putting a few $100s every single week into the stock market, I just basically stopped that. And that money I used towards courses, mentorship, and my own personal learning. And that way I was able to upskill myself and upskill my earning potential and use that to get to a place where I'm now making multiple six figures personally and multiple seven figures in my business. And so now when I do invest, I'm not investing a few $100s or a few $1,000s. When I make investments, I'm investing $20,000, $100,000, $200,000. And I'm able to actually have money to buy real estate, buy really great real estate, and beat out my competition, especially in a really crazy market. And that's all thanks to me having a much bigger principal to play with, because 10% on 1,000 is not that much, but 10% on 100,000, on 200,000, on 500,000, on $1 million is quite a bit. And that's 10% on average, right? You could invest in things and get even a bigger return, let's say. And so that's my philosophy when it comes to investing. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, so talk to someone you trust about this, but that's just my take on it and how I built my wealth. I didn't immediately put things in the stock market, especially when my earning potential was so low. I instead used that money to increase my earning potential, and then I started diversifying. Hey, can you do me a favor? If you got to this point in the video, can you comment in this video and say, I am my #1 asset? I wanna know if you actually were committed to your learning and that you got to this place where you've soaked up all the knowledge that I've been sharing with you. Now, if you want more resources, I do have a free training where I break down step by step how I built my wealth and how I monetized my content. And so definitely click the link in my description box or in my comment section to check out this free training. As always, thank you so much for watching my videos. If you wanna learn how to upskill on social media, I also have playlists and other videos right here, which I'll link. But until next week, I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.